Hello and welcome to another EnsoVN gaming video, and it's time for the new top 10 legends list of One Piece Treasure Cruise. It's actually only been 9 months since the last one I did, which is actually kind of short for I think I did the last two like every year, but I think it's fun to move them to like the end of the year and then see how like the meta changes every year. From the last list, there's actually only one legend that survived it from 9 months ago, which is pretty crazy. But it'll be fun to see how much power creep there's been over the last couple months to close out the year. The criteria for my list is mostly based on captainability and special, obviously, as well as versatility, and then just bonus points for just being special or having a unique mechanics that make it more interesting than other legends that might give it a little boost on the list. And I have to say that this time it's probably the most difficult to judge which one's the best out of all of the legends. Like the last couple lists have been pretty easy for the top 3 or so, but this one's actually really hard, so it's definitely much more subjective than normal. So you're probably going to disagree with my list, and if you do, post in the comments down below what you actually think the top 10 legends are. Just have fun with it. So without further ado, let's get started. So at number 10, I have one of the newest legends that are on global. It's Sanji, who's a Sai powerhouse fighter, whose captain ability is that if you have 6 fighter characters on your crew, he will boost the chain by ×4 and boost the attack of fighter characters by 1.75 times, as well as lowering the chance of you getting matching orbs the lower HP you are, which kind of sucks. His captain ability is pretty much an updated version of the original RAYLEIGH, who was super good, but on top of that you get a 1.75 times attack boost, which obviously makes him a lot stronger just from that. And obviously you need 6 fighters on your team, which is kind of annoying since it loses a lot of versatility, but he gets a spot on the list because obviously he does a crap ton of damage, but also he brings back an old mechanic and makes it kind of new. Kind of sucks that you get no form of tankiness, no reduction of damage or a small HP boost, but still really strong captain ability for damage. His special deals 150 times his character's attack and side damage to one enemy, and if you're above 50%, boost the attack of fighter characters by 2.25 times, as well as reducing the chain multiplier limit and chain coefficient reduction by 10 turns if he's your captain. That's really nice that he removes the effects that will actually make it so that his captain ability like does nothing, which is one of the big problems with RAYLEIGH. It only reduces it by 10, which is still quite a lot, but if it actually locks it to like 99 turns, then it still doesn't do anything. Still nice to have, plus obviously a 2.25 times attack boost is really strong. We're seeing a lot of 2.25 attack and orb boosters coming out now for loads of typing, so he's one of the earlier ones to have it. Definitely not a meta defining unit, but he did bring life back to some fighter teams, which is really nice since they were really bad at the time. Overall still a really strong legend, but he lacks tankiness and has no versatility whatsoever. Up next we have Kuzan, who is a Sai striker shooter, whose captain ability boosts the attack of quick and Sai characters by 3.25 times and their HP by a big 1.35 times, which is really nice. And after you hit a chain of Sai quick character attacks, you then get an attack boost of over ×4, which is obviously really strong. Again, not too versatile, but having a big attack boost straight off the bat and then get an even bigger attack boost after 3 attacks is really strong. And as previously stated, a 1.35 times HP boost is really nice as well. His special randomly changes all orbs, including block orbs, into either quick and Sai orbs, and then boost the attack of quick and Sai characters by 2.25 times. Again, another 2.25 times attack booster, really nice to have. It's actually kind of better in my opinion than an orb boost, since there actually are a lot of orb boosters that just flat out boost everyone's orbs, whereas it's a lot harder to find specials that boost specific typings and classes. So it's a lot easier to build teams of Alkaji if they don't have all the perfect subs. But again, he doesn't really have a lot of versatility and he's pretty kind of boring to use. There's no special mechanics or anything to make him stand out, so he's on the lower end of this list. Up next we have RAYLEIGH, who's a Dex cerebral free spirit character, whose captain ability reduces the cooldown of all specials by 1 turn at the start of the fight, boosts the attack of all characters by 3.5 times, and boosts the chance of getting matching orbs when he's below 30%, or a 2.5 times attack boost if you are not below 30%, but still gives you a 1.25 times HP boost anyway. Obviously a really nice captain ability, getting that 3.5 times attack boost for everyone as long as you're low on HP, which isn't too hard to get onto. Not only that, you still get a tankiness if you want to start off that way, since you don't need normally to have a very high attack boost early on. So you can use a lot of the HP that you get from that 1.25 times attack boost to tank hits, and then on the final stage when you actually have to kill the boss, you get to 3.5 times. So really nice to use. Not only that, if you have 2 RAYLEIGHs as your captains, and then obviously having that level 2 cooldown socket, you get a -4 on all your specials at the beginning of the fight, which is actually really nice. Obviously 3.5 times isn't upper echelon now for damage dealing captains, and getting low on HP is still pretty easy, but sometimes can be annoying. His special is also really good, as it deals 200,000 fixed damage that goes through barriers, locks your chain to 3 times for 1 turn, and then amplifies the effect of orbs by 1.75 times. When you're below 30%, they will also reduce damage by 95% and change RCV, TND, empty, and block orbs into matching orbs. So this special is really stacked, it does a lot of great things. Obviously 1.75 times orb boost isn't great, but you can just use a different orb booster before you use his special. And 3 times chain lock is the second best chain lock in the game, so it's still really nice. And a 95% damage reduction just to boot for like no reason at all, so his special is really strong. Overall, RAYLEIGH is a really solid unit, probably the best cerebral captain in the game at the moment on global. The only thing drawing him back is that you have to get on low HP to use him at his full potential all the time, but as I said, that's not too bad of a thing to do.
力のない奴は逃げ出しな。手に負えねえうねりとともに豪傑どもの新時代がやってくるのさ。
Next up, we have DOFLAMINGO, who's a dex cerebral driven character, whose captain ability will give you a 3.9 times attack boost pretty much if you have a matching orb, and 6 driven characters on your team, and 3.25 times when you don't have a matching orb, but always giving you a 1 times 2 HP boost, which is pretty nice. He does also lower the chance of getting strength orbs and makes dex and quick orbs beneficial for all driven characters. So a pretty stacked special, almost the times 4 attack boost, but you know, close enough. A little bit of tankiness, as well as giving you a high chance of getting matching orbs, so a really strong captain ability overall, but again, no versatility. His special is really what makes him shine though, as it will deal 200% of the damage dealt in overkill damage the previous turn as typeless damage to all enemies. So this is actually insane. It can do tens of millions of damage really easily. If you face off against a lot of easy mobs, like 6 enemies before the final boss, you can just one-shot him really easily. And even if there's only 1 enemy the previous stage, you can still do a lot of damage to that guy and do a couple million damage as well through overkill. But obviously if the enemy has a barrier, it's pretty much useless if you don't have a way to get rid of that barrier. So it does have its downsides. It also has a pretty long cooldown for a special, so that's another thing to be annoyed about. But when you do pull it off, it's really fun to use. It's obviously really nice for Colosseums when there's only 2 bosses to face off. You just destroy the mini boss and then get to the final boss and just activate a special and they're just dead, and that feels so good. I feel that driven subs are a little lacking at the moment, especially free to play, but still pretty decent even without the best subs. And who knows, maybe the 6+ will let you go through barriers, which would actually be insane. Up next we have Lucy, who's the only survivor of the previous list, who's a strength striker fighter. His captain ability boosts the attack of strength, dex, and quick characters by 3.75 times basically, when you only have strength, dex, and quick characters on your team. Also gives you a 1.3 times HP boost and lowers the chance of getting strength orbs and makes dex and quick orbs beneficial for strength, dex, and quick characters. Obviously a very strong and versatile captain ability, and that's kind of like a drawback. It's just kind of boring to use Lucy in, and that's probably one of the biggest complaints against him. His special is also pretty boring, giving you a 1.75 times attack boost, and then if you hit 4 perfects the next turn you get another times 2 attack boost. So he's just really strong and solid overall, but he is pretty boring. That said, of course, he's very easy to use. Loads of different subs that you can use, such as Colosseum Lucy, DOFLAMINGO Ray. There's loads of guys you can use with this guy. And he can give you up to 4 turns of attack boost, which is obviously really nice, especially against the new Colosseums that have 2 mini bosses and then the final boss himself, so you need a lot of damage to get through all of it. And of course, since the second part of the special is actually a new boost, if someone tries to remove your attack boost, it actually still gets applied, so that's another good thing about him. Only thing about his special is that obviously 1.75 times attack boost on the first turn isn't great anymore. Obviously we've seen some guys with 2.25 times attack boost, so 1.75 times is not great. So the fact that you have to wait a turn to get the times 2 attack boost is pretty annoying. But still, he's the only guy that survived 9 months of New Legends, so props to him. Still a really strong and solid captain. Up next we have Akainu, or SAKAZUKI, who's an int fighter shooter. And to be honest, before this I didn't actually realize he was a fighter shooter. That's like a weird combo. Like, it didn't really matter at all because you never use him other than like for an int strength team, so whatever. His captain ability boosts the attack of strength and int units by 3.25 times and makes strength and int orbs beneficial for strength and int characters. But the thing that makes him really nice is that he deals up to 500 times his character's attack in typeless damage to one enemy at the end of each turn, depending on how many perfects you hit. So if you hit 6 perfects and you have Eka Ainus that are maxed out, limit broken, cotton candy, everything, that's 1,000,000 damage, which is freaking insane. An extra 1,000,000 damage every turn is so good, even if you only have a 3.25 times attack boost. That's still quite high, and an extra 1,000,000 damage, as I said, is insane. It also is really nice for stuff that has resiliency buffs that will survive normal attacks, that goes through it and just one-shots them, so you don't even have to worry about that. It's also pretty funny how the first Eka Ainu legend was way better than the Aokiji legend, and once again, SAKAZUKI is still better than Kuzen, but this time not by as much. Plus, Kuzen probably does do more damage overall once you consider the captain abilities and specials, but on turns that you aren't using all your specials, Eka Ainu is definitely better. His special will change all orbs, including block orbs, into either strength or int orbs, and amplify the effect of orbs for strength and int units by 2.25 times. So as I said with Kuzen, I think an attack boost is probably better than an orb boost, since there's a lot of orb boosters that can boost everyone. You're more likely going to use either an int or strength booster, or use a class booster, and then only use that class for the Eka Ainu teams. Still, he's a very strong captain to use just from that extra 2,000,000 damage if you have 2 Eka Ainus. Just make sure you hit those perfects. Up next we have another unique captain who's Katakuri, who is a strength shooter cerebral. His captain ability boosts the attack of fighters, strikers, shooter, cerebral and powerhouse characters by 1.825 times, which is a weird boost, but if they have both those classes then it stacks, which means it's pretty much like a 3.33 times attack boost. Pretty strong, obviously still not top tier, but he does reduce the damage received by 20%, so if you have 2 that stacks, so that's pretty tanky even without a HP boost, and then makes quick, Psi, RCV and TND orbs matching for all units, and then has a chance to delay based on how much damage you do. So if you do 1,000,000 damage, that's a 100% chance to delay the enemy, and if you do 2,000,000 damage, you'll delay them even if they have the delay protector. Plus, you'll have a chance to delay them based on how much damage you do lower than 1,000,000. So that's a really cool effect. Obviously, pretty much a better version of Legend Usopp, who did delay every stage, but this guy actually does a lot of damage as well, so it's actually much better than using the Usopp. His special is also really nice, as it boosts the attack against delayed enemies by 1.75 times for 2 turns, as well as changing all orbs that aren't TND or RCV into matching orbs, which is pretty nice considering he boosts RCV and TND orbs already with his captain ability, so pretty much all matching orbs. And he also reduces the special cooldown of all units by 1 turn, which is nice, I guess. Overall, Katakuri is a pretty unique character, having a special delaying effect, which is pretty cool. Normally, as I said previously, having a captain ability this weird where you have to use lots of different classes is hard to get an attack boost, but since he already gives himself like a conditional attack boost, it's pretty much good enough. Obviously, one of the main reasons to use this guy is that he's pretty tanky, you can take your time with all the delays that he can give you, since 1,000,000 damage isn't all that hard to get to anymore, even without using any specials, so his captain ability effect isn't too hard to activate anymore. The biggest drawback obviously of using Katakuri is that you have to get characters that have both those classes or they won't do that much damage at all. But I definitely say it's worth the effort, plus you don't have to use 2 Katakuri captains, you can actually use someone else and then it actually probably give you more damage, as well as still taking benefits from the delaying captain ability. Overall, pretty happy that a really cool character got a really cool mechanic and didn't just get a boring like high damage multiplier on his captain ability. Next on the list we have Shanks, who is an int cerebral free spirit character. If you have 4 units of the same typing or more, then you will boost that typing by 3.5 times and all other units by 2.75 times, as well as boosting the HP of all characters by 1.3 times. I really like Shanks' captain ability, even though it's kind of like a boring effect, but it's a boring effect that can be used by all typings, which makes it cool again. What really brings this unit together for me though is his special, which adds 1.9 times to the chain for 1 turn, and if you have 4 characters of the same typing, he'll boost that typing's attack by 2.25 times, and then change all orbs, including block orbs, into that typing's color, which is freaking insane. It's free effects. And not only that, it's the biggest chain boost in the game, and then a huge attack boost, a 2.25 times attack boost. In my opinion, this is probably the best special in the entire game. Because it does so much, the only thing you need now is an orb boost and you're done, and orb boosts are so easy to get. One of the most versatile legends in the game. The only thing drawing it back obviously is that the attack boost is only 3.5 times. And if he gets a 6+ that gives him like a 3.75 times attack boost, he'd probably move up maybe 1 slot up on this list. But still a really strong legend, and you don't even have to own him. If you just have a friend captain, like your team building's done. You just need an orb booster and you're done. The best time to use this guy is when there's a special limitation, so when you can only activate 2 specials, this guy comes in so clutch. And since you can use his, which is pretty much 3 specials, and you're pretty much done. This guy is just so good. Not only that, you can use every typing in the game with him, so just so good and so versatile. Alright, I'm gonna stop gushing about Shanks down and just move on. Up next we have another unique mechanic, which I think he was the first dual unit, which is Luffy and Ace. He's a strength or quick free spirit fighter character who, once you've activated his special, will boost the HP of free spirit characters by 1.2 times, boost the attack of free spirit characters by 4.25 times when they have a matching orb, or by ×3 when they don't, as well as reducing damage taken by 20%. So obviously you can see why he's really high on the list. Getting both a damage reduction and a HP boost is really nice, and obviously a 4.25 times attack boost, which is the highest in the game at the moment, for 3 turns only, but still really good. Not only that, the unit swapping effect is so good, removing loads of debuffs and giving you matching orbs. Such a powerful effect that you can use freaking every turn, it's just unreal. His special deals 75 times his character's attack and typeless damage to all enemies, changes all coloured orbs into matching orbs for free spirit characters, and then boosts the effect of orbs by ×2 for 1 turn. And obviously changes you into Luffy and Ace for 3 turns. This effect is obviously really nice, gives you 4 matching orbs. Most of the time you're probably going to use someone else like Recruit Kobe to get rid of any of the TND and block orbs and stuff. And fun fact, the orb boost is actually typeless, so you can actually use it on any team if you want for some reason. So it has some versatility there, but most of the time you're not going to use him for that. You're going to use him as a captain because he's so damn strong. Only drawbacks obviously is that you don't get the 4.25 times attack boost all the time. You still get a pretty big one even without it, and of course you have to use free spirit characters only, but there's still quite a lot of subs you can use that are free to play. I guess the orb boost could be a 2.25 orb boost, but that's kind of like a first world problem. A super strong unit that's probably going to make it into next year's list as well. And number 1 on this list is V2 Gear 4 Luffy. I mean, he'd actually be Gear 2 and Gear 3 Luffy, so it's actually kind of like every Luffy. He also has like 4 captain abilities, but we're just going to list the one that's probably going to be used the most, where he boosts the attack of all characters by ×4, reduces damage taken by 20%, and boosts their chance of getting RCV orbs, and makes strength, quicks, and side orbs beneficial for all characters. The captain ability is actually a lot more complicated than that, since like the more perfects you hit with him, or the more RCV orbs you use on anyone else including him, the more you'll get to use the other captain abilities he has. He also gives you a HP boost no matter what form you're in, so just crazy strong and crazy versatile, since you can literally use everybody in the game on this team. His special deals 150 times his character's attack and typeless damage to all enemies, which when you're fully limit broken and have cotton candy is 300,000 AoE damage, which is really strong. So you have 2, that's also 600,000 damage, which will clear pretty much all the mobs that you might face. And of course, boost the attack of all characters by ×2. That's like pretty nuts. Like, we have a lot of orb boosters that are ×2 that boost everything, but I think this is the first ×2 attack boost that literally has no restriction. That's just insane. He'll also make RCV and TND orbs beneficial just for no reason, I guess, like a little bonus. But yeah, a ×4 attack boost for literally everyone in the game, and a ×2 attack boost on his special for everyone in the game. 100% versatility, really big damage. Literally the only guy that has a bigger attack boost only gets it for 3 turns. I mean, you don't actually get the ×4 attack boost on every turn with this guy either, but you can actually use it a lot more since you can interact with his captain actions to use it when you want to. It's not linked to his special, even though his special will actually just turn you into the best form immediately when you need it to, so that's really nice as well. And of course there's actually another form, which is the Tankman form, where he gets a 4.25 times attack boost as well, but that's a little bit more niche. You're not going to use that a lot, so you could say this is not even his final form. But yeah, that form's even tankier, it still gives you more damage. This guy is just insane. Plus, we just got news that there's a 6+ on the horizon that we're not going to talk about here just because it's not on global yet, but yeah, that's also pretty cool. Only downside, I guess, is that he's like too good and it gets a bit boring, but still, really cool that he has so many like captain abilities. Like the sprite changes a lot, which I guess is fun in this game. So yeah, just a really cool unit overall. Now to wait for the Gear 5 Luffy with the ×5 attack boost. Well, that's it for this video. Thanks for watching. As I said previously, this is actually a really hard list to make. There's a lot of great legends. I might have snubbed a couple guys. If you think someone else should have been on this list, you probably will yell at me in the comments. But it's all opinion. I mean, it doesn't really matter all that much. All these legends are great. You probably cleared pretty much like 99% of all content with these guys, and most legends. This was just a fun list to do. As I said before, post in the comments down below who you think the top 10 legends in the game are. Join the Discord if you like. If you're feeling generous, you can donate to the PayPal. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. My nakama.